It was 2:17 a.m. when my phone rang. Normally, I kept it on silent at night. I hated the feeling of the outside world intruding into my sleep, and I usually needed complete darkness and quiet to rest. But tonight, something about the vibration seemed insistent, almost purposeful. I sat up slowly, my heart fluttering in my chest as if it had sensed what was coming. The screen glowed in the darkness. Mark. Mark, my brother, dead for 5 years. I froze. My hand hovered over the phone. My stomach tightened, a sudden chill crawling up my spine. Slowly, almost involuntarily, I swiped to answer. Hello? My voice was barely a whisper. There was a pause, then a choked sob. Lisa, it's happening again. I need you, a voice said. My blood ran cold. My brother had been gone for 5 years. My voice trembled. Mark, is that you? Yes, don't trust anyone, not even Mom. The line went dead. I dropped the phone on the bed. The room seemed to spin. My chest felt tight, as if someone were pressing down on it. I sank onto the edge of the bed, gripping the phone as though it were a lifeline to reality. My eyes darted around the room. The shadows in the corners seemed to stretch, coiling toward me. The house was silent, but I could feel a presence lingering just out of sight. Hours passed. I stayed there, staring at the phone. I tried to convince myself it was a dream, that grief and exhaustion were twisting my mind. But deep down, I knew it wasn't. Morning came, but it brought no comfort. I tried to convince myself that it was a prank, a cruel joke, a glitch. But the voice, Mark's voice, was unmistakable. I would know it anywhere. I called back the number, straight to voicemail. No one answered. I checked the caller ID again. It was his old phone, the one disconnected years ago. Suddenly, the walls of my bedroom seemed to close in. Shadows stretched unnaturally, creeping along the edges of the ceiling. My own reflection in the mirror seemed alive, watching, breathing. I flinched. Then my phone vibrated again. A message from an unknown number appeared. You have to come. Midnight. Alone. I shivered. Fear clawed at my chest, but curiosity gnawed. During the day, I went through Mark's old messages, emails, and even news articles about his death. Everything confirmed the impossible. He had died in a car accident 5 years ago. Yet the voice I heard in the middle of the night was real. I called my parents. Lisa, maybe you should rest, my mother said gently, trying to hide her worry. No, you don't understand, I snapped, though my voice shook. I heard him, Mark, alive, talking to me. They exchanged a glance, then sighed. My father said quietly, Honey, it's been 5 years. Maybe you're just tired, that's all. I knew they were trying to protect me, but I could not rest. I needed answers. I revisited. That evening, strange things began happening. A mug shifted slightly on the counter as I walked past. Curtains fluttered, though the windows were closed. My phone buzzed again. Check the basement. I froze. The basement had always been off limits after Mark's death. My hands shook as I gripped the railing, slowly descending into the darkness. Cold air bit at my skin, carrying a faint scent of earth and decay. Shadows coiled along the walls like snakes, moving with a life of their own. A figure passed across. The next day, I retraced Mark's steps again. Childhood home, favorite hangouts, places he loved. Friends remembered him fondly, but spoke of his sudden death. Small inconsistencies haunted me. A neighbor mentioned seeing him when he shouldn't have been anywhere. A friend remembered a conversation that never happened. At his grave, I felt a chill. Someone or something stood behind me. I spun, but no one was there. The wind rustled the leaves in the trees above, carrying whispers. I asked everyone who had known him well. Coworkers, childhood friends, neighbors, all confirmed. Returning to the family home, I searched Mark's old room thoroughly. Beneath a loose floorboard, I discovered a worn journal. The pages were filled with frantic, almost desperate writing. If you're reading this, they've returned. Don't trust Lisa. Protect yourself. There were sketches, strange symbols, maps of places I had never visited. My stomach churned. He had been hiding something dangerous. I spent hours poring over the journal, deciphering clues, connecting symbols. The shadows seemed to shift closer as I read. Whispers filled the corners of the... That night, the phone rang again. Same number, same voice. They're here. I looked out the window, nothing, but the shadows were alive, twisting unnaturally. Whispered voices called my name from the hall. My heartbeat thumped in my ears. Despite every instinct screaming at me to stay upstairs, I descended into the basement. The air was thick, heavy, buzzing. Objects were arranged into strange patterns as though for some ritual I could not comprehend. A figure stood at the center, barely human, holding Mark's watch. Whispers coalesced into words. I'm trapped. They're using me. My blood ran cold. This was no ordinary ghost. Something beyond understanding had Mark, something bending reality itself. I reached out to the figure. The air sparked, electric, charged with unseen forces. Shadows grew taller, flickering and twisting, pressing toward me. Adrenaline surged. I realized I was not a bystander. Who are you? I demanded. The figure flickered, voice quivering. I'm not your brother. They took him, but he's still here. Somewhere. A familiar presence brushed past me, a warm, terrified whisper. Lisa, don't let them take you too. Walls seemed to bend. Shadows swirled. Reality itself felt unstable. I tried to reach him, but my hands passed through. Dawn came. The house was silent, shadows gone, phone silent. Only Mark's journal remained, open to a blank page. Sometimes in the quiet, my phone vibrates. I answer without thinking. Lisa, I'm still here. And I know then, more than ever, the world is darker, stranger, and more mysterious than I could have imagined. The presence never leaves. The echo of Mark calls to me. I feel the pull of a reality alongside ours, unseen and relentless.